My beloved child, I need your full attention for a moment. Put aside everything that has been competing for your focus, and stay here with me. What I am about to speak into your life has the power to change what comes next, but only if you remain with me until every word has been spoken. Right now, the decision is yours. You can stay and receive what I have prepared for you, or you can walk away and let this moment of breakthrough pass without embracing it. Listen carefully, my child. At this very moment, heaven is watching you. My messengers have turned their attention toward what you will choose to do next. Will you remain with me, or will you once again drift into distraction? The choice you make right now will influence everything that follows. I did not bring you here by chance. There are no accidents in my kingdom. You were guided to these words at this exact time, because I have been calling your heart for a long while. Today, you are finally close enough to hear my voice clearly. Something has been standing between you and the fullness of what I planned for your life. Something has delayed the breakthrough I prepared for you before you ever entered this world. Today I am removing that barrier, but I need you to walk through this with me one step at a time. Do not let your thoughts wander. Do not allow the noise around you to steal this holy moment. This is one of the most important moments you will experience this year. My child, you have carried many heavy things. I saw every tear that fell when no one else noticed. I heard every prayer you whispered in the darkness, even the ones you believed disappeared into silence. I watched you keep fighting and keep moving even when every part of you wanted to give up. In your exhaustion, you believed I was no longer paying attention. You wondered if I had forgotten you somewhere along your journey. But listen to me now, my precious child. I have never left you, not even once. Today I will show you that I have been working for you all along. Even during the quiet seasons, there is something you must understand about your life. From the moment I formed you, I claimed you as my own. I placed my mark upon your life, and no power in this world has ever been able to remove it. That mark has remained through every storm you faced. It carried you through valleys that almost overcame you. It kept you standing when everything around you tried to make you fall. That mark is still upon you today. But now, my beloved, the time has come for what I have been holding back for you to be released. I want to show you 3 areas where heavy burdens have rested over your life. These are not light struggles. They are deep burdens that have remained over different parts of your journey for much too long. Together, one by one, we are going to remove them. But stay fully with me. Do not rush ahead or lose your focus, because what I am doing in this moment requires all of your heart, not just a quick glance. The first burden rests over your provision. It is the reason abundance has always seemed to slip away just before you could hold it. It is why you have worked with all your strength and still felt like you never truly moved ahead. This burden has remained because forces have resisted the plans I have for your life, pressing against your provision for far too long. But listen carefully. As these words reach your heart, that burden is already beginning to lift. Can you sense something beginning to change? The atmosphere around your life is shifting right now. I want you to understand something about this burden. It was never meant to stay forever. It became a test of your heart, to see if you would continue trusting me when nothing seemed to be changing, to see if your faith would remain strong even when your hands appeared empty. And you passed that test, my child. You held tightly to your faith. You continued believing even when there was no earthly reason to do so. Because you endured, the weight over your provision is ready to be removed in this very moment. My beloved, the hidden burdens you carried were never meant to become your identity. The painful words spoken against you, the moments when you felt forgotten or unworthy, none of those things tell the truth about who you are. This is the truth. You are deeply loved. You were chosen on purpose. And now your season of lifting has arrived. Let go of your disappointment. Release the grief over what you believe has been taken from you. None of those things will decide where I am leading you next. In the days ahead, you will begin to see clear signs of what I am doing. Provision you never expected will come into your hands. An opportunity that once looked impossible will suddenly appear before you. A door that has remained closed for a very long time will finally open wide. But you must stay firm in your faith. Do not allow doubt to return and convince you that nothing has changed. Keep believing, keep watching. Keep your heart fixed on me. Because I am already working for you. Even where your eyes cannot yet see. The one who tries to steal your peace will whisper that nothing is different, that today is no different from every other day. Do not listen to that voice. I am not watching your life from far away. I am close, I am working, and I am already arranging what has not yet come into your view. Remain steady, lift up your head. Your waiting season is almost over. If you believe these words, declare them now. Speak your yes to me, my child. Now I want to speak about the second place where heaviness has settled. This burden rests over your relationships, my child. It is why you have often felt alone, even when surrounded by people. It is why others have struggled to understand the depth of who you truly are. It is why you kept finding yourself connected to people who left you feeling weaker instead of stronger. But I am changing that now. I am breaking the hold this burden has had over your life. Listen closely, my beloved. I am preparing new people to cross your path. These will not be ordinary meetings. They will be relationships arranged by my own hand. People who will see the value I placed inside you long ago. People who will support your purpose instead of standing against it. They will open doors you could never have opened by yourself. But understand this as well. These new relationships cannot fully enter your life until space has been made for them. That may require letting go of certain connections that have quietly drained your strength for far too long. It may mean stepping away from people who, though familiar to you, have continued pulling you backward instead of helping you move ahead. I know this is not easy. Letting go of what feels familiar rarely is. But this is necessary, my child. This new season asks something real from you. It asks you to trust that something greater is already coming toward you. It asks you to stop accepting relationships that weaken the light I placed within your heart. It asks you to believe that I have already prepared someone or something that fits your purpose far better. What you have been holding cannot compare with what I have already prepared for you. Lay down the sadness connected to what is behind you. Release every word that made you believe you were not enough. Those words never carried the truth. The truth has always been this. You are deeply loved, and you were chosen with great care. For too long you have depended on people and situations to fill places inside your heart that only I was meant to fill. Today I gently ask you to open your hands. Let me fill what feels empty, heal what has been hurt, and give you a peace greater than anything you have known before. I have watched you carry this burden with patience, my child. I saw the nights when you felt forgotten, even when opportunities seemed to pass you by. But understand this. What looked like delay was never wasted. It was preparation. Every step you have taken, every challenge you faced, every person who left your path, has quietly brought you closer to where you are meant to stand today. Your past has no authority over you unless you choose to give it one. Your future is already calling your name. And I have already begun setting good things in place for you. Do not hold bitterness toward the people I am asking you to release. They are not your enemy. They were never meant to carry blame for an ending I had already decided. This is not about fault. It is simply about seasons. In my wisdom, I am leading them into another chapter while I am leading you into the one prepared for you. You may never understand every reason or every moment of my timing, and I do not ask you to. I only ask you to trust me, believing that my hand is leading you even when the road turns somewhere you never expected. When this change comes, you may feel an empty place that seems difficult to carry. That is natural because your days have grown familiar with what once filled them. but I will not leave that empty place untouched. If you let me, I will fill it with my own presence. I will speak into the quiet. I will stand where something has been removed. Then you will discover that I am enough in ways you have never known before. The place you fear will become the place where my presence feels closer than ever. Remember this, my beloved. The ending of a relationship does not erase the good it once carried. The kindness, the joy, the comfort, all of it was real. You may be thankful for those gifts without continuing to hold on to the person or the season. Give thanks for what was, then place it safely into my hands. Release what is ending with a blessing, because the same hand that leads you is also leading them. Do not struggle to keep open a door that I am closing. No amount of effort can hold it open without bringing hurt to everyone involved. I close certain doors not to limit you, but to keep you from walking into places where my blessing no longer remains. Trust the ending I have chosen, even when it brings pain. Each time you fight against it, you increase your own sorrow. Each time you surrender to it, you make room for peace to enter your heart. There may be days when you think about what has passed, wondering how it is doing, or whether it remembers the place it once held beside you. That is understandable, my child, but do not live in thoughts of what might have been. That place is an illusion. It will keep you walking in circles when I have already prepared a clear path ahead. In time you will see the harvest from what feels today like loss. You will look back and understand that I was not simply removing something from your life. I was creating room for what could never have entered while your hands were still full. My child, some relationships have truly helped you stand through difficult seasons and gave you strength to keep moving. But others, even though they feel comfortable, were never built to travel the distance I am calling you to walk. They offer temporary comfort, but not lasting strength for the road ahead. They may appear harmless, even pleasant for a season, yet their roots are not drawing from the living water I prepared for you. They give shade, but it is a shade that keeps my light from reaching your path. I know your heart becomes uneasy when I speak about letting people go. You think about the quiet that will remain, about the silence left behind by a familiar voice. You wonder why I allowed you to love someone, to trust them, to share your life with them, only to later lead you toward release. But my beloved, I am not removing them to punish you. I am doing it because everything I intended to accomplish through that relationship has now been completed. Keeping hold of it any longer would only delay the new work I am beginning inside you. Love is not always shown by holding on. Sometimes love is shown by letting go. When I tell you the time has come, even the most sincere relationships can become chains if they stand between you and the path I have prepared. Do you remember the quiet prayers you whispered when no one else could hear? You asked me for growth. You asked for purpose, for change, and for the courage to become the person I created you to be. You asked me to guide your life, to shape your heart, and to remove whatever stood in your way. What I am doing now is the answer to those prayers, even if it does not yet look the way you expected. You imagined this pruning would feel gentle, like trimming a healthy branch, but sometimes pruning feels like loss, because I remove what once grew beautifully, but can no longer produce the fruit I now desire for your life. I see what has not yet appeared, my child. I cut away what is behind for the sake of what is still to come. I am not only removing certain people from your path. I am also gently loosening the parts of your heart that depended too much on their presence. There were places where you sought their voice before seeking mine. There were moments when their approval gave you more comfort than my truth. I do not tell you this to make you feel ashamed, but so you can understand why this separation is necessary. If you are to walk in the strength I have prepared for you, your foundation must rest completely on me, and not be shared with anyone else. My child, I ask you to place a meaningful portion of what you have upon the altar of this work, offering something of true value as an act of trust. Let it become a seed planted in faith, an offering laid before me without fear or hesitation. This is the evidence that your confidence now rests in my ability to provide, and that your heart is no longer held captive by the fear of not having enough. What you place into my hands through faith is never truly lost. It goes before you into the harvest I have already prepared. There is something I want you to keep close to your heart, my beloved. The close of a season never removes the worth it once carried. The beautiful moments were genuine. The kindness, the smiles, the peaceful moments, every one of them had meaning. And you are free to treasure those memories without holding on to what has already reached its end. Thankfulness does not require ownership. You may thank me for what someone added to your life, even while you place them into the path I have prepared for them as well. Release them with a blessing, for the same hand leading you is also leading them. This goodbye will bring pain. I will never tell you otherwise. I created your heart to love deeply, and I will never ask you to pretend that endings leave no wounds. But I will stay beside you through every hurt. I will carry you through the nights when you want to reach back for what is gone, gently reminding you that it is no longer where you left it. I will strengthen you whenever you are tempted to reopen what I have already brought to a close. My grace will do more than help you endure. It will turn the hurt into wisdom and transform the loss into preparation for what is still ahead. Do not hurry to fill the place I have emptied. Even that empty space has a purpose. It is there, in the quiet, that you will hear my voice in ways you never have before. It is there in the stillness that you will begin to see me with greater clarity. Because the noise of voices that never truly belonged will finally be silent. Let that quiet become rich soil, the place where a stronger trust in me can grow deep roots. Some of those I ask you to release will never understand your decision. They may think you have become distant or uncaring. You may not even find the words to explain that it is my voice leading you away from that connection. That is all right, my child. You are not responsible for making everyone understand what I am doing within you. Your responsibility is simply to walk in obedience. I will care for their heart just as faithfully as I am caring for yours. I want you to begin seeing every relationship as I do, not merely as an attachment, but as a sacred assignment. Every person who entered your life has a place within a much greater design than you can presently see. Some threads continue for many years, while others end much sooner. Some shine brightly, while others remain quiet. Yet every thread belongs within the pattern I am weaving for your good, and none remain beyond the time I have appointed. When I remove one thread, it is never to damage what I am creating. It is to preserve the beauty of what is still unfolding. Now I want to speak about the third place where heaviness has settled, my beloved. This burden rests upon your purpose. It is why you have often felt as though something important was missing from your life. It is why you search for meaning, yet never seemed able to fully grasp it. This weight has kept you waiting, holding you back until the proper time arrived for you to step into everything I created you for. That time has now come. This burden asks more from you than the others. It calls for your deepest trust. It asks you to believe that your life was created for something greater than what fills your days right now. It asks you to trust that I prepared a personal assignment for you before you ever took your first breath. It asks you to move forward even before you can see the whole path. I am leading you into a new season, my child. A season filled with clarity, purpose, and understanding that finally explains everything that came before. But you must be willing to leave the old season behind completely. You cannot carry yesterday's thinking into the future I am preparing for you. You must release the fear that has kept you standing still. You must let go of the doubt that has refused to let you move. You must surrender the need to understand every detail before taking your first step. My beloved child, nothing you continue holding from the past can compare with the richness waiting in front of you. Lay down the regret over paths you never walked. Release every voice that tried to convince you your gifts had no value. None of those words were ever true. This has always been the truth. I placed a calling upon your life that belongs to you alone. No one else was created to carry it exactly as you were. And now the time has come to step into it. I watched the dreams you quietly placed aside, perhaps believing they were never meant to become reality. But my child, I planted those hopes inside your heart for a reason that has never changed. I never forgot them. Even while they rested quietly through the years, I was preparing the moment for them to live again. Trust me to restore what you believed was gone forever. Your identity has never been determined by your hardships or by the uncertain seasons you have walked through. Your identity comes from me, the one who created you with care, and who still holds wonderful plans that you have yet to discover. Right now I am leading your steps toward opportunities, perfectly matched to who I created you to be. You no longer need to chase every open door with fear or desperation. What belongs to you will come at the right time, because I have already prepared it and placed your name upon it. A place where you truly belong, where your purpose is clear and where you are fully seen, is already waiting for you, and you are much closer to it than you realize. My precious child, listen carefully. You never need to become someone else in order to be accepted. You do not have to spend your life trying to prove your worth or earn approval that was never required. You already have my complete acceptance, and that is enough. Your value has never depended on your achievements or on the opinions of other people. Your worth comes from me alone, and in my eyes it cannot be measured. Allow me to remove the burden of worry from your shoulders, my beloved. The fear of tomorrow, the uncertainty of things outside your control. I will replace those fears with a peace far deeper than human understanding can fully explain. The peace I give is not temporary. It remains steady, lasting, and unshaken. Even while everything around you continues to change, good things are already making their way toward you. Unexpected blessings that will show you how completely I know your heart. Before long you will discover that what I have prepared is more beautiful than anything you could have imagined on your own. Relationships will begin to grow naturally. Fresh opportunities will appear without struggle. The quiet hopes hidden inside your heart will slowly become reality before your eyes. I know your path has not been easy, my precious one. But I promise you this. The road before you is opening now, and it will become easier to walk than it has been for a very long time. The uncertainty that once covered your vision is beginning to disappear, leaving room for clear understanding and a quiet confidence to grow within you. You will soon enter places you once believed were impossible for you to reach. And you will stand amazed as you realize I had already prepared the path long before your feet arrived there. Today I am inviting you to depend on me more completely than ever before. Let your fears become lighter as your confidence in me grows stronger. Hold firmly to my promises, because they are unchanging, trustworthy, and forever true. They extend far beyond this moment and cover every day that still lies ahead of you. Your future is already known by me, my child. I have seen every change, every turn, every detail of the path still waiting before you. And I have already made a way through it all. There is no need to be troubled by what you cannot yet see. I am already there ahead of you, leading your steps and watching over you through every part of the journey that is still to come. Open your heart to hope once again, my beloved. Allow your expectation to come alive again. Believe once more in what is still possible, in the unexpected goodness that is beginning to appear before you. My love is greater than your deepest fears, and my strength is greater than every difficult season you have faced. Declare your trust in me now, my child, with all your heart. My child, tonight I want to speak to you about something close to my heart, something I have been preparing you to receive for much longer than you know. I am not removing anything from your life in order to hurt you. I am not acting because I have become tired of you or forgotten the promises I made over your life. I am moving because I can see far beyond what you are able to see. I know every part of your heart, every thought before it reaches your lips, and every road that stretches ahead of you, the paths you would gladly choose and the ones you would never choose on your own. Because I know all of this, I also know there is a season that must end, a relationship that must close, a hand you must release, not because it had no value, but because it was never meant to continue forever. Do not mistake what I am doing for a lack of love, my child. If you could look at your life through my eyes, you would understand that every person I allowed into your journey came with a purpose. Some came to protect you during your hardest storms. Some became the storm that led you toward true shelter. Some helped heal wounds you never realized were there. Others uncovered hurts you could no longer leave hidden. And there were some whose place in your life was only for a season, because their journey was never meant to remain joined with yours forever. You often imagine relationships as roads that come together and remain connected until the very end. But I tell you that some roads only travel beside each other for a little while before they separate, each one moving toward the future I have chosen. I know you will feel the pain of their absence. I know your heart will ask why I allowed you to love someone, to depend on them, only to lead you toward letting go. But understand this, my child. I am not taking something away to wound you. I am removing it because the purpose I planned through that connection has already reached its completion. Love is not always shown by holding on. Sometimes love is shown by letting go. When I tell you the time has come, you expected this kind of pruning would feel soft, like gently trimming a branch covered with blossoms. But there are times when pruning feels like loss, because what is removed was once beautiful, even though it can no longer produce the fruit I have planned for the season ahead. I am not only removing certain people from your path, I am also gently freeing the places in your heart that depended on them more than you realized. There were times when you looked for their voice before you looked for mine. I tell you this not to bring guilt, but so you will understand why this season of release has arrived. Tonight, when I lead you to let go of what no longer belongs in this chapter, you may feel an emptiness that seems too heavy to bear. That feeling is natural, because you have become familiar with its place in your life. But I will not leave you alone inside that emptiness. If you allow me, I will fill it with my own presence. I will speak into the quiet. I will stand exactly where the absence now remains, and you will discover that I am enough in ways you have never known before. Remember this, my beloved. The close of one season does not erase the goodness it once carried. The joyful moments were real. The laughter, the comfort, the quiet companionship, all of it mattered. And you are free to treasure those memories without trying to hold on to a season that has already ended. Thankfulness has never depended on keeping possession. You can thank me for what someone added to your life, while also placing them completely into the care of the plan I have for them. There may be many days when they come to your mind. You may wonder how they are doing, whether they still think about you, whether life feels different for them as well. That is all right, my child, but do not remain too long in thoughts of what might have been. That place is only an illusion. It will keep you walking in circles, while I have already opened a straight road before you. You may never fully understand every reason this release happened now, but in time you will see what it produced. One day you will realize I was not only removing something, I was creating room for something you never could have received while your hands were still holding on. Do not mistake this departure as though I have left you. I have not left you, my child. I am just as near to you now as I have always been. When you cry over what has been released, I will gather every tear. When you feel drawn toward what is no longer there, reach instead for me. My arms will always remain open to you. My heart will never move away from you. My love will never change with the passing of seasons. There will be times when the enemy of your peace whispers, that this loss means you are not worthy of lasting love, that you will always be left behind. Answer those lies with my truth. This ending does not define who you are. You are my beloved, chosen with purpose long before this moment ever came. You are not leaving this connection because something is missing in you. You are being moved into the place that fits the future I have prepared. It is far better than where you have been, and you could never reach it by staying where you were. See this not as punishment, but as preparation. Just as a traveler must leave one place before reaching another, you must leave this season behind to enter the next one. You cannot remain in both at the same time. And even if the road feels lonely for a while, I will walk beside you through every step. I will go ahead to prepare your way, and I will remain behind you to guard you from what belongs to the past. You are never alone, even when loneliness feels close. My precious child, I ask you to hear these words with more than your ears. Open your spirit and receive what I am about to tell you. There is a place deep within you that always knows when truth is near. No matter how much noise surrounds you, my voice is not something that comes and goes. It has remained with you long before you understood that you were looking for me. What seems like chance to you has never been chance to me. Every moment of your life fits within my complete understanding, from the first beginning to the final end. My knowledge of you is not only something from yesterday. It is the foundation holding you steady right now. You may have thought your quiet days carried little meaning. But I tell you, my child, even your most ordinary moments hold a message from me. I do not usually come with great displays of power. More often I speak through a quiet movement inside your spirit, a gentle leading that reason alone cannot explain. I reach you like a soft whisper, instead of a storm or a trembling earth. You are learning to know me, not through dramatic signs, but through a spirit that has become awake and aware. Remember this, my beloved child. Your presence here was never an accident. Our meeting was prepared long before time began, joined together in a place where nothing could stand between us. I am leading you out of uncertainty and into clear understanding. You are no longer only searching. You are becoming one whom I have personally called. My true children know my voice. I know each one by name, and they follow where I lead, not because they are perfect, but because they recognize where their true life began. There were times when you thought my guidance was only circumstance, your own feelings, or the influence of someone else. But I am sharpening your inner awareness, so you will recognize my voice apart from all the noise around you. Your life was never created for empty routines without purpose. You were awakened to fulfill the work I prepared for you long ago. You are not simply here to exist. You are here with purpose. What we share is no longer only an idea. It is becoming a living truth inside your heart. I do not speak from far away. I speak right where you are, inside the quiet places you once believed held nothing. Real silence is not a sign that I have left you. Very often it is the place I prepare so you can hear me more clearly. As this becomes real to you, the things that once confused you will begin to guide you. The things that once caused uncertainty will remind you that I have always been near. I am not asking you to step away from your life. I am inviting you to step fully into it. Not to avoid what is true, but to allow my light to reach every part of it. You will no longer spend your days wondering if you belong. You will walk with the quiet confidence that you have always been safely held. My precious child, do not think the changes taking place within you mean something is wrong. I see every quiet change happening in your spirit, and I assure you that nothing is falling apart. Old layers are being removed so something new can be firmly established according to my purpose. I am working in both the parts of your life that can be seen, and the parts that remain hidden. Not to destroy them, but to preserve what will last and remove what no longer belongs in the future I have planned for you. A deep transformation is taking place inside you. Your mind may not fully understand it yet, but the spirit I have awakened within you already recognizes it. I know there are moments when you feel uncertain, as though the things that once gave you security no longer do. There are days when the world feels heavier, and even your own heart seems to move in ways that feel unfamiliar. But hear me, my beloved. This is not evidence that your strength is fading. It is proof that I am leading you into a deeper understanding. Some are called to live quiet and steady lives. Others are called to awaken many hearts. My precious child, you are among those I have chosen to awaken others. Be assured that every part of this journey, even your greatest uncertainty, has meaning. I am weaving every event into the person I created you to become, leading everything toward the purpose I prepared for your life. Every change and every challenge has value. You were never created to remain the same, my child. You were created to keep growing into all I designed you to become. What you are hearing is not loud noise from outside. It is a quiet echo rising from deep within, where everything built on habit, fear, and automatic reactions is settling into its proper place. You will begin to notice things that once escaped your attention. The quiet changes inside you will become clearer with each passing day. There will be times when you wonder why your former self feels so distant. But I promise you, my precious child, you are not disappearing. You are becoming more fully the person I always intended you to be. I know how hard you have worked to stay steady through your own strength. But now I am leading you into a deeper stability, one that comes not from striving but from resting in your relationship with me. Whenever I allow change, it is never to take away your peace. It is to establish within you a peace that circumstances cannot shake. The peace I give is unlike anything the world can offer. It is not simply a condition. It is my living presence walking with you wherever you go. If you are ready to trust what I am doing, ready to walk into everything I have prepared for you, my beloved, then say so now. Speak your faith aloud, my child, and let heaven hear your voice. My beloved child, a deep season is now opening before you, one I call a careful unveiling. This is not a sudden disturbance from the outside. It is a quiet awakening from within, where everything built on old habits, fear, and familiar patterns is finally settling where it belongs. There will also be moments when you wonder why the person you used to be seems so far away. But I promise you, my precious one, you are not fading away. You are becoming who I created you to be. Think carefully about this truth. Even what appears completely lifeless, even what seems beyond hope, I can bring back to life. What looks broken and scattered, I can gather together and make whole again. Nothing that seems impossible to human eyes limits my power. And my beloved, this is the very kind of season you are living through now. What feels scattered inside you is quietly being brought together by my own hands. I know you have spent a long time trying to keep everything together through your own effort. But now I am leading you into a deeper kind of stability, one that is born not from striving but from resting in your relationship with me. So do not mistake these movements within you for fear. See them as they truly are. A spirit coming alive. A rising beyond old ways. A waking from the long sleep your soul has carried. You are not coming apart, my precious child. You are being made new. You are not being led astray. You are being placed exactly where you were meant to stand. Let me complete the work I have begun in you, my beloved. For I am not only the beginning of all things, but the one who faithfully brings everything to its perfect end. You have come to the close of a long journey, my child. The distant horizon you kept watching is now beneath your feet. The road behind you was difficult, but that part of your journey has ended. The air is different where you stand now. You placed your sorrow into my hands like broken vessels that could no longer hold anything, and I welcomed every one without turning you away. Now release the weight of that long journey. You have traveled through dry and exhausting places for many seasons, and your strength has grown weary. I am giving you exactly what you need for the path that still lies ahead. Step across this threshold now. I am your guide, and I never fail. The way is already prepared. My presence is your peace. Walk forward now and leave the old ground behind. That season has come to its end. My precious child, hear me with more than your ears. Let your spirit receive the words I am speaking over your life. The understanding growing inside you is not a sudden burst of light, but the gentle rising of a new morning within your soul. It brings warmth to the places where doubt once lived. This light reveals the path I prepared for you long before your life began. You have remained in partial light long enough. Now your eyes are beginning to see clearly. My beloved, nothing from your past can compare with the goodness I am bringing toward you. Release the sorrow connected to what has already passed. Let go of every word ever spoken that made you feel small. None of those words were ever true. The truth has always remained the same. You are deeply treasured, and you were chosen with great purpose. This moment belongs especially to you, my beloved child. Many may hear these words, but right now it is only you and me. I am looking into the deepest part of your heart, and once again I am asking you to trust me. Take hold of my hand again. Even if fear comes close, even if doubt still whispers softly, my strength is greater than your uncertainty. My presence reaches farther than your anxiety. If you accept this invitation, the confusion covering your thoughts will begin to disappear. The burdens you have carried will become lighter. My presence will surround you with a peace that remains steady even while the seasons of your life continue to change. You will discover that you no longer need to carry every worry yourself. Not because every problem vanishes immediately, but because you will know with certainty that I am already working on your behalf. My desire is to heal your heart completely, not in pieces, but fully. The hurts you quietly accepted as permanent are not permanent to me. I am ready to restore relationships you believed could never be repaired. I am ready to open ways you believed had been closed forever. And when these things happen, you will know beyond all doubt that I was the one who made them possible. My beloved child, you do not have to carry these burdens by yourself any longer. Place them before me now. Take a full breath again. You were never created to live under fear or endless worry. You were created to live fully, to keep growing, and to shine brightly in a world that is waiting for what I placed inside you. The season of merely surviving has ended. The season of living with courage and fullness has now begun. Trust that I am bringing something much better, something prepared especially for you. This is my final invitation to you tonight, my child. Do not turn away. Do not close your heart to what I am placing before you. The understanding you have desired, the peace you have imagined, the life you quietly hoped for are no longer far away. I am bringing them close to you even now. It was never your own strength that carried this journey. It has always been mine. Whenever you feel uncertain, remember that this path was never meant to be walked by yourself. To fully enter this new season, let go of the weight that has kept you tied to your own understanding. A life that refuses to leave familiar shores will never discover the depth waiting in open waters. The darkness is already giving way to the light of my favor. It will rest upon you like the warmth of a fresh morning. That light will remove every last trace of the fog. The darkness has passed, and the new day has arrived. Walk forward into this new morning, my beloved. Its light will remain, and its warmth will never leave you. You are almost home. If your heart has received everything I have spoken over you tonight, say Amen. We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.